Saturday at Hammerfest, and I'm with Viza.
Viza.
Yes.
Yes.
It is pronounced as Viza.
Exactly.
And I'm with Andrew. Andrew, great to see you.
Likewise.
So we didn't catch a show yesterday, but how was it? You did the two sets, the acoustic set.
Yes.
And you actually did the full stage set as well.
The acoustic set was awesome. It's kind of a funny story because we did another interview that I had to cover. So they left my instrument in the bus, so I was a spectator.
Yeah.
But the acoustic set was awesome. Very cool sound, nice vibe in there. And the Jägermeister stage was really cool at night. The energy was awesome. Thank you so much. It was just awesome energy, and we were honored to be here. We didn't know what to expect, but it went so well, we were kind of blown away. And then we reflected that when we played, kind of going crazy, you know?
Yeah. So you said you travelled all the way up from London, so is that where you're based?
No, we're based out of LA.
Oh, right.
But we've been on tour. We just had a show at the Borderline in London the night before, so we basically came over right after that, and we've been in Europe the last 3 weeks. Doing shows everywhere. Yeah.
Excellent. And so, how did you get together? And where did the name Viza come from?
Viza, well, it signifies a kind of musical passport of sorts.
Right.
And so that's the symbolism of it, and that kind of reflects. I mean, it's reflected in our music, which blends so many different styles, and culturally, several of us are of Armenian descent. Our singer is Greek. We also have some Hispanic influence as well with one of our drummers. So it's really a mix of a lot of different genres and styles, and we feel like the name really accurately portrays that. You know, so that's pretty much the story behind the name.
Wow.
Yeah. And I mean, that comes across in a certain unique way too when we play. I think it's kind of very frantic. You know?
Several people I spoke to who did see your show, the acoustic, said, right, we've got to go and see them do the stage show. Mm-hmm. And they said how good it was. So
well, that's great.
That's really made me more disappointed I didn't get a chance to see you
next
yesterday.
time.
So yeah, next time you're over, we will try and get together and watch you.
100%.
Right. And your video, you made a video in Chernobyl.
Yeah, well, we've had several videos. The video from our album Made in Chernobyl was of our single Trans-Siberian Standoff. That was great to shoot, a lot of fun, a lot of cool special effects. And then we just released a new music video from our new album Carnavalia, and that song was Magic Ladder. And it's kind of done in a film noir perspective.
Right.
Very vintage, almost like Casablanca murder mystery.
Oh, wow.
And it was really cool to shoot, and you have to check it out. It's on YouTube, a Magic Ladder. Yeah, it's on our YouTube channel, Experience Viza.
We'll check that one out as well.
Yeah.
Right. And you did a cover, was it an Alabama cover?
For all the Doors fans out there, we did a cover of Alabama song Whiskey Bar, which actually we learned when we were researching it, the Doors covered it themselves.
Right.
So that's very interesting. That was interesting to us to do a cover of a cover of such a classic rock kind of anthem type song. But we kind of put in and injected our own style, our Viza style with the oud, the hand percussion, and just the groove and the beat, and our own way of presenting the song, which I think it was really cool. We played it last night, and it seemed to really go over well, which was nice. Yeah.
And so you're here at Hammerfest. Where are you going next?
We have our tour finale in Paris, so we're very excited about that. It will be our 13th show in 3 weeks. So, but it's weird. I mean, you don't feel tired. Like, we've been so energized, especially the last few shows have been so incredibly, ridiculously, like crazy awesome. So we feel we're good. You know, I could go another month, but we're going home. Too bad.
And when you're home, are you going to do more recording? And
we've been writing a lot, and because we've been so, you know what it is, we've been a touring band only the last two and a half years, and that has kind of inspired us, I think, in a very passionate, artistic way to write.
Yeah.
And because of that, our style has evolved. Because I mean, we're a living, breathing entity as a band. So obviously, it's inevitable that you'll develop your sound in different ways, experiment with things. So touring has been a huge part of that for us, to kind of build on the experiences and have that translate into how you write music. So that definitely shows in our music, I think.
Excellent. Yeah. That's really, really good.
Yeah.
So one of the questions we always ask we have a wish list question.
Let's hear it.
So, if you could play any venue in the world
Wow.
and have any band, dead or alive, supporting you.
Supporting us. So
Oh,
this is
yeah.
a pure fantasy then.
Oh yeah, it's your wish list. Yeah. Who would it be and where?
Wow. Venue? I see. That's a really tough question, man. You got me on that. I'd say venue. I would love to play at Coachella in the U.S.
Right.
But to be honest, I'd love to play any festival where there's people who are passionate and care about music. We did Ziget last year on the main stage, which was a huge honor for us, and we really experienced what it's like to be at a big festival. And we were kind of, very giddy.
Yeah.
So the venue would be any big festival. I appreciate the crowd. I love that. Artist to open for us? Wow, that's a dangerous one.
It's a wish list,
Yeah. I'd have to say Rage Against the Machine.
Oh, interesting.
I mean, I've always been a fan of bands that incorporated socially conscious or politically conscious message in their music. Bands like Rage, also System of a Down. Those artists really speak to me, not only through their music, but through what they say and what they mean, because they're trying to raise awareness in their own way about certain things that matter to them, and we do the same as a band, so that really resonates with me.
Yeah, because I did see that you do a lot of support for charity, like the homeless, and also human rights as well.
Yeah.
So how did that come about?
Well, many of the members in the band are of Armenian descent, and historically speaking, an event that affected all of our lives was the Armenian genocide for our ancestors. So that had a lot to do with things we've experienced in our lives as families. And it's very personal for us, but also very universal, because it's not just about Armenians, it's about how governments treat their people, and we've experienced it as a people, so we want to help others learn about it and understand what's happening. And an inspiration for us was System of a Down in that regard, especially with Serj Tankian, who's been an amazing supporter for what we've been doing. We've toured with him, and he's been a role model for how to be an artist and how to be an educated advocate on issues. So we've kind of, in the same vein, tried to be vocal and supportive of things that we care about.
So have you found some of the countries that you have played that hasn't caused an issue with you playing in those countries, like any of the governments knowing sort of things that you support have not?
No, we have had absolutely no issues. I think just our music speaks for itself. And we've been very lucky to meet so many amazing fans in so many different countries and cities. I mean, just for example, this tour, we went from Budapest to Prague to Cologne to Berlin, London, Paris. We were in Slovenia and Ljubljana. I mean, we were in Luzerne in Switzerland. So many different cultures and people, and it's been thrilling for us. Everyone's been so welcoming with open arms, which we really appreciate.
And does it ever surprise you when you're on stage in all these different countries that you have fans at the front that know the words and sing along with you?
It's not surprising, because I think if you care about something enough, our goal is to share our art. So if you're lucky enough to travel and share your music with all these people, and you keep touring and you keep being there, then I think it's a beautiful thing that they learn your songs and learn your lyrics, especially being a smaller, younger, independent band. Because we're not signed. So with us, it's just a lot of hard work and a lot of touring and living the lifestyle every day, to play your music, share it with people, and if it speaks to them, then that's a beautiful thing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
You did all this travelling, and aren't these guys signed yet? The other thing, with the fan base and everything else, do you have a hardcore that follow you where you live, from place to place that you play?
You're saying we're in Los Angeles?
In Los Angeles.
Yes, actually, Viza, I would say before we started touring in Europe and the UK, Viza was playing all of the sunset rock clubs, like the Viper Room, Whiskey A Go Go, Roxbury, House of Blues, Key Club, Troubadour, like basically those vintage rock venues. We have been playing those clubs for years, sometimes on a monthly basis, many times with huge crowds. So that's kind of where Viza started in LA in terms of big draw. And that over time translated into having an international movement, because we're like, okay, we're doing all these great things at home, we want to take this abroad. And that's I mean, to come back to Serge, that's kind of where we were lucky enough to be able to support him
Right.
2.5 years ago for the first time, and that was our entree into Europe. So we kind of tried to do what we could in LA, and then we branched out, coming over here.
So what's the next thing for the band? What are you aiming to do? Are you recording more? Are you now planning another big tour? Or?
I'd say it's kind of parallel two things. I'd say on the one side, it's been about a year and a few months since we released our last album.
Yeah.
So we're itching, and that shows in our writing. We've been writing a lot. We have a lot of ideas. So it's time for us to, look, we all feel it artistically, the craving. It's time to record and write and do new things. But at the same time, we know that touring has been so huge and so important. So, I mean, we're hopeful that we can keep touring and meet great people and do festivals and keep spreading the word like how you're supposed to do it, you know? So we've been lucky in that regard, and we really hope it continues, and we're going to do both. You know, we're hardworking guys.
That's excellent. Well, thank you very much, because I know you've got a lot on today.
Oh, no worries. It's a pleasure.
And it's great for you to take time out with us today.
Oh, it was my pleasure. Thank you so much.
No problem at all.
Okay.
Thank you
Thanks.
very much.
Thanks. Cheers.